And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and all things in Tampa Bay. And we're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. And real excited about today's show. We got an all-star lineup. It's Intelligent Talk Radio, and I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. And we want to make sure you save our hotline number in your phone because at some point you're going to need it. It's 813-670-7372. 813-670-7372. That's how you can engage with us. We're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Last week, we had a lot of callers calling in and engaging with us in the show. We talked about credit improvement. We talked a little bit about tax improvement as well. There were some sellers out there thinking about, hey, I'm thinking about selling. I hear that it's a hot market. What can I do to get maximum exposure for my property? What is the value of my property? We had several sellers reaching out for that, as well as buyers as well. Buyers are wanting to know what's the pace of the market, what's happening. So a lot of ways that we can help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Check out our website, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. A plethora of information available for you at the newly redesigned consumerqb.com. And you'll see some great work by Teo Leonard, the web design ninja on our show, an expert contributor on our show in that web design space and marketing. So we're here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. This segment is brought to you by Brio Tuscan Grill at their International Plaza, one of our restaurant partners. They do a great job over there. They've got great food, excellent service. And at Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza, you will discover our menu, Italian drinks, a cozy atmosphere, and bringing you the pleasures of the Tuscan Country Villa to Tampa. And we invite you to make a reservation today. Check out Brio Tuscan Grill, 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard in Tampa. And make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get that free water with lemon. And let's go around the horn now, make our introductions. Back in studio, Shawn Yesner. He's a highly respected bankruptcy and real estate attorney here in Tampa Bay. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me back today. I thought we'd talk about what we've been talking about for a while now, which is some of the ins and outs of bankruptcy.
Okay, yeah, bankruptcy and Henry Ford, 50 Cent, Trump. A lot of people have done it.
A lot of people have done it. A lot more people are going to do it before this is all over.
That's right. There ain't no shame in that game. It's called the bankruptcy game, and he's going to help you understand more about it. Chapter 7, Chapter 13, 11, 13, all these different ways that you can reorganize your debts. And, it's a smart move if you're in that position. So we're going to talk about that. We might talk a little bit about real estate law as well with Shawn Yesner here in studio, as well as Manny Febre is in the house. Febre Frameworks. They are one of the hottest real estate photography companies here in the Tampa Bay market. They're going to help you with any real estate photography, drones. They can do it all. I've been seeing a lot of shots in businesses out there and getting those professional drone videos and different photography for the websites. Back in studio, Manny Febre.
Yeah, always excited to be here. We're going to be talking about expansion. We got some exciting stuff happening within our business, so it's going to be a great time.
Nice. I like it. Good stuff, man. I like that shirt, by the way. That's a nice shirt.
Everybody's trying to get one of these shirts.
Yeah.
They're pretty comfortable.
Looks
like
good.
it. Yeah.
Thank you.
I like it.
All right. And Kimberly Marie as well. She's in the house. Principal Interior Architectural Designer with Arch Luxe. Welcome back in, Kimberly.
Thank you so much. I'm excited today.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tonight. Well, let's do something tonight. So today we're going to talk about just the background of construction on the other side of construction, something where we can bring forward, what we see, what we're going through, so that it can help prepare the clients and the consumers to expect certain things.
Okay. So yeah, setting expectations, that's a big part of the process with any type of a remodel or redesign of an asset. That's going to be a big part of the process.
Right.
Awesome. Coming up as well, we got our top 10. We're going to do the top 10 best-selling albums of all time, according to BusinessInsider.com. And we got a feel-good story here as well coming up in the show. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to help you win no matter what you're facing out there. And a lot of times we start off with a little personal development, something to cheer you up, get you going. And we have an audible here. Sometimes in life call that audible. Football season's right around the corner. We've been watching Hard Knocks and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Hard Knocks. A lot of cool things happening in the Tampa Bay market. It really is the place to be. And I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes here, but we're talking about, how does a vulnerable human being tame a lion, a ferocious lion? And what you see is when you look at the different circuses and the different places, they have a stool, and the stool has 4 legs that come out from that stool. And what happens is the animal sees that as 4 separate threats, and there's 4 separate threats. It leaves the animal dumbfounded, and its indecision created by analysis, by paralysis, in a lot of times. So I think that's a lesson that we can learn in business and life. Is sometimes we have all these different things coming at us, especially nowadays with the internets and the technologies and podcasts. So many different ways you can get distracted these days. But what you want to make sure is you focus on your vital few. What are those few things that you can be doing on a daily basis to drive sales, to drive business, and to drive revenue in your business? Think about Pareto principle and the 80-20 rule. So 20% of your focus and task is going to attribute 80% of your success in your sales and your business, whatever that breaks down to for you. So there's your 2-minute drill from the Consumer Quarterback, helping you win in any marketplace. Let's jump right into it. Attorney Shawn Yesner is in the house, and we talk about bankruptcy a lot of times. People sometimes I see that they just don't understand their options, and ultimately, we want them to be proactive and just find out what the options are.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest concern that people have is they're scared about bankruptcy. They don't understand bankruptcy. So basically what bankruptcy does is it takes any assets that you have that are not exempt, that are not protected under Florida law, and it turns those assets into cash, and it pays that cash to your creditors. So the trick to a good bankruptcy case is either protecting all of the assets so that they are all exempt, so that the trustee can't get at them. And if we can't protect all of the assets, then maybe we look at a Chapter 13, which is a payment plan bankruptcy, where we're still going to pay all those assets to the bankruptcy trustee, but we're but we're going to pay it over a 60-month period of time, which, if you've got $12,000 worth of assets that are not exempt, we're talking about $200 a month to the bankruptcy trustee, and then all of your creditors go away, most of your debt. We can't get rid of IRS yet. We can't get rid of student loans still. There's some other debts floating around there we can't get rid of, but the rest of it goes away.
Yeah, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. So when you think about that, you think about street smarts. You think about how bankruptcy can help you when you're in these positions. It's sometimes it's overwhelming. When you're trapped in that. You and this might be for if you're a listener, one of our listeners out there, maybe you're viewing our TV show on WeBeam TV. If you have a friend that's in this position, this is something that you might want to just relay this message to them. Don't despair, don't deny it, don't delay, but just reach out to Shawn Yesner and his team here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. So you have a reorganization, and you also have a Chapter 7 where you can wipe it clean.
Yeah, the Chapter 7 is called a liquidation. That's what most people think of. You just wipe your hands of everything. The debt is gone. And I think the number one question that I get a lot is, how much debt do I need to have in order to file bankruptcy? And my answer is, more than you can afford to repay.
Yeah.
So, someone making $30,000 a year, $40,000 a year that has $15,000 in debt, they may be a good candidate to file bankruptcy because it's going to take them a long time, if ever, to pay that debt back. Somebody who makes $200,000-$400,000 a year, $15,000 is easy to pay back.
Right.
But if they make $200,000-$400,000 a year and they've got $250,000 in debt, then they're a good candidate potentially. So I don't think there's any magic number. If I have X in debt, I can file bankruptcy. I don't think there's any magic number. I think it just needs to be more than what you can afford to repay.
You almost have to put together an offer.
I'll make them an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, you make an
go.
offer to the trustee. The trustee's going to ultimately decide, right? I mean, they're going to look at the numbers.
Yeah, and there are some, I actually have a situation, a client going on right now where we're fighting the trustee over the numbers because we don't believe the trustee's interpretations of the number is correct. So the trustee, I think, is attributing too much Social Security income to these clients, attributing too much pension income to these clients than what the documents actually show. So I'm fighting the trustee on that issue, but we're working with the trustee. It's not... what I like about bankruptcy court, it's not adversarial. We're at each other's throats, but when the day is done, we're all friends. We all understand that we're just doing a job. We can discuss it like adults and come to a good solution for everybody.
Right. Yeah, and that's the way business is meant to be. It's it's meant to be a collaborative effect. The more that you can collaborate and work together to an end result within the rules, within the guidelines.
Right.
That's an idea. And in the past we've had other attorneys talking about because you mentioned IRS debt. There is IRS processes. It's called offer and compromise. I believe something through that process. Right.
Yep. That's
pretty similar.
Yeah, very similar. In fact, the means test, which is one of the tests we use to determine. Can you file a Chapter 7? Can you file a Chapter 13? The means test formula is very, very similar to an offer and compromise formula. They're not identical, but there's similarities there.
Yeah. Attorney Shawn Yesner here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to reach out. We want to have you reach out and engage. So if you're thinking about bankruptcy or maybe know someone who is, we'd love to hear from you. Just for a free consultation, you can sit down with the attorney. He'll sit down with you for a half hour or so, kind of go over your game plan and see if that's something that is going to be in the cards for you. And maybe it's a different advice. Maybe it's something that you can help with, other ideas outside of that. But at least be proactive and find out where you're at. 813-670-7372. Our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372. Find out what your options are. Be proactive, and also check out consumerqb.com. Just submit the form. There's a contact form that comes directly to us, and we'll put you in touch with attorney Shawn Yesner. So we talked about bankruptcy a little bit there. Now, what about real estate law? What's happening there? Any changes in the space? What are you seeing out there? I know you do some title stuff too. And
yeah, not very many changes that I know of. I know that the legislature is still looking at title insurance as an industry, and that's something I know Abe is on with Total Title. Maybe that's something you can talk to in another episode. But ironically, I've gotten a lot more cases coming into the office recently where the title insurance policy was not only necessary, but we were thankful that it was there because there were title issues with the property, and we had to make claims on the title insurance policy. And like any other insurance product, the title insurance underwriter takes over and is now in the process of fixing the claim.
Wow.
In fact, in this one particular case that comes to mind, the attorney that is working for the underwriter is an attorney that used to work for me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's actually interesting that I'm able to work with her again, and knowing that I partially trained her on how to do this stuff.
Nice.
I'm anticipating a pretty good resolution for the client.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. All right, more from attorney Shawn Yesner coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I want to let you know about a hot listing I've got in the old Northeast section of St. Petersburg. This is 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Pete. I would love to hear from you about this property. This is a $1.29 million listing. Pre-construction is set to be done on September 1. And so if the buyer comes in and puts money in escrow, we're going to allow them to pick out the final colors of countertops, cabinets, flooring over at 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Petersburg. And we've got about 40 other current listings with Platinum MVP Realty. So we want to hear from you. If you're on the fence thinking about selling, we would love to talk to you. Right now it's a hot market, and we have a lot of families looking to move into the area without inventory. We don't have enough inventory here in Tampa Bay, so we'd love to hear from you. All right, stay with us. When we come back, we're going to go over to our top 10 all-time, the best-selling albums of all time, and more from our expert contributors. We're going to talk real estate photography as well with Manny Febre, the Vice President of Febre Frameworks. And we're also going to bring Kimberly Marie into the conversation. She's a principal interior architectural designer with Arch Luxe. All right, more from our expert contributors. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation. Visit Pasco County, Florida.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, and I'm a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, featured in Florida Realtor Magazine multiple times, Top Agent Magazine, and up right now for the Top 40 Under 40 with the Tampa Bay Business Journal. So some good stuff happening here in Tampa Bay. A lot of fun here in studio as well. We're going to help you win in over 80 categories of business and finance and life in general. We have over 80 show partners now. So we want you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health wheel, and each spoke extending out represents another one of our preferred partners, our expert contributors that we bring on the air to help you with all these different areas in business and finance and recreation and health and nutrition. So we want you to reach out at 813-670-7372. It's 670-REQB, and we're also online at consumerqb.com, and we are helping you win in any marketplace. So let's talk with Shawn here. One last real estate question. We're talking about real estate as well. So in the real estate space, you see a lot of for sale by owners when the market heats up.
Right.
So the market's heated up. People think they can do it on their own. What are some of the pitfalls that you see when people do this on their own?
I think the biggest pitfall that I see, I typically refer a for sale by owner to a realtor. Mm-hmm. And I had one approach me the other day, and I didn't use a realtor, and I listed the house, and I got an offer right away, and it was exactly my asking price.
Yeah.
And my response was, well, that means your asking price was too low. Yeah. And the realtor can typically price the house correctly and price the house fairly, where even though what someone is worried about is the realtor is going to take my commission, so they may take us 6% commission, but they've got you 10 to 12 to 15% more on the purchase price. Yeah. So you're netting more money at the end of the day.
Exactly.
I think that's the biggest mistake. The other thing that drives me crazy is when there is a form contract that you can get that realtors use, that I use. When there are blanks in that contract, that leads to confusion. So if there's a blank in the contract, either write in a number, write in a term. If it doesn't apply, scratch it out, but fill in the contracts.
Yeah, because anything that's left to interpretation is going to potentially be a lawsuit, or a lot of the agreements you sign are actually agreeing ahead of time to arbitration and mediation.
Well, and a lot of times under Florida law, under contract law, if a contract can be interpreted one of two ways, if there's two reasonable interpretations of that contract, the court is going to look at the person who drafted it and say, we're going to rule against the person that drafted it and in favor of the person that did not draft it if there's an ambiguity. So if I'm a for sale by owner and I draft something ambiguous in the contract, the court's going to say, well, what did your buyer think? Not what did you think?
Yeah, exactly. So you're setting yourself up for potential legal recourse. The ability, if one side cancels the contract or tries to cancel after a hard date, then you look at specific performance, suing for specific performance.
Yeah, suing for over the security deposit. You have, even if it's a $1,000 or $2,000 security deposit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
it may not be enough money to hire an attorney to get involved, but it's still a lot of money that's now trapped until you can figure out how to negotiate with the other side to get out of this contract to get that money back.
Because a lot of times you're tying up the asset too, right? The asset's not going to be able to be sold because there's a litigation pending.
And that's the purpose of the security deposit, is you're paying money for them to take the house off the market so that you can buy it. It's the damages that would go to the seller because they could have spent that time marketing the property.
Right on. Yeah, absolutely. He's attorney Shawn Yesner. I'm Brandon Rhymes, and we're here in studio. We're talking also with Manny Febre. He's the Vice President of Febre Frameworks here. And Manny, what's going on out there? What are you seeing, man?
Well, to touch on that too, I mean, I think it's better to get a realtor. I mean, you're going to go there, you're going to get your asking price that's very low probably, and you're leaving out a lot of chance to cut corners. Instead of cutting corners, just do it, the way it's supposed to be. I mean, realtors are there, they know what they're doing. Go ahead and get your realtor in there and make them, help them save you money at the end of the day, then cost you more money.
Well, I think all of us on the panel are every one of your show partners is in the same situation. I mean, if you're listing the property for me, I can take my iPhone and I can take plenty of pictures of the house, but Shawn and Manny know how to take the pictures in such a way that inspires people to want to go look at the property, buy the property. They know how to do with the lighting and the angles and all that other stuff. So
that's right.
Any of us, take any of the experts here, take any of the show partners, and I think it's the same analysis.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I completely agree. So with what's happening with Febre Frameworks, so now we're going to be actually expanding out to Phoenix. Wow. And I'm a little disappointed because I'm the one that has to go.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Sorry to hear that.
So it's going to be, a little bit of a change because I'm a Tampa native. I love living here. I love the beaches, and, I love the weather, even though it's a little humid. But over there with the dry heat, I'll get used to it. But we got a couple big partners that, told us that they were going to, give us a good opportunity to go out there and grow. Okay. So, at least I'm near TPC Scottsdale. So I'm near a couple golf courses. Nice. I'm pretty happy about that. And, it should be fun.
So the Phoenix market came about, interrupt. The Phoenix market came about through some strategic business partners that you have.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, we got a couple of big accounts that are, pretty much based out of Phoenix. So we were like, we might as well, take the chance right now while, a lot of markets are sizzling. Yeah. We get in there and, get that city maybe knocked out in a year and maybe go to the next one and, continue this growth. Because, me and my brother always talked about being nationwide. We didn't want to be just statewide. We wanted to be nationwide. And the only way we're going to get there is we're going to have to, put ourselves in some uncomfortable situations. Right. And that's, going to a new city and not being, familiar with, the surroundings. But, like anything, I'm pretty good at having a couple cocktails and talking to anybody.
Yeah, there you go. You got the personality for it, Manny. You're going to be just fine out there. And I like what you said. It's interesting. It reminds me of Grant Cardone, former expert contributor on our show. Grant Cardone talks about, there was a stat that he quoted in his book. I think it was something like 86% of the United States of American people never leave outside of like 5 or 10 miles of their home. So getting outside of your comfort zone, stretching yourself, that's going to be a lot of growth for you, man.
Yeah, and that's where, us as entrepreneurs, we want to continue to grow. And the only way we're going to keep doing that is if we put ourselves in uncomfortable situations where we readjust and then we succeed and then we do it all over again. And that's what makes us, we like to take chances.
That's awesome, man. Yeah. That's great. Well, I'm excited for you.
So here's my question for Manny.
Yeah.
This is the biggest question of the day here. October 15th, 4 o'clock p.m., Buccaneers versus Cardinals. Who you got?
I got the Buccaneers all day, man. I'm a hardcore Buccaneers fan.
There you go.
I was waiting for Hard Knocks the entire time. I just got HBO just for Hard Knocks, man. I'm hoping, I'm really hoping the Bucs are going to be, outstanding this year. I mean, I'm hoping Jameis matures, and that should, probably with the two weapons he's got, Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson. Then you throw in O.J. Howard, who's a young guy from Alabama.
That's
who's
the big tight end, right?
Yeah, he's going to, I feel like if he doesn't throw for over 5,000 yards, it's going to be a letdown. I'm just hoping.
Hey, how funny was that on the Hard Knocks where they had the running back, what's his name? The hamster,
Martin?
they call him?
Yeah, Doug Martin.
He got up there and started sweeping the boys off. That was some good stuff,
That was great, man.
That was really funny. They filmed that over at the Hotel Zamora, our hotel partner. They filmed an episode, so I'm waiting to see if that's going to be on air. They've talked with Drew Garabo on air about it, one of the DJs over at 102.5 The Bone, where we have our Sunday show. But so they filmed that at the Hotel Zamora. Ian had his big party last weekend So there's a lot of people there, man. It was a rowdy crowd.
Yeah, I saw that too on the expert contributors. There's going to be Ian Beckles too, and I used to listen to his show all the time. So that's awesome. That's,
he's coming on. He's going to be coming on soon. I think he might be on with the mayor. We got the Mayor Kreisman coming up in like on the 22nd, I think, 23rd. So so it's going to be a lot of fun here. When we come back, let's talk more about that. Okay. Maybe get your prediction on the Bucks. Are they going to be above 10 wins or less? Let's see. Sean, if you can hang around, let's see. Kimberly, maybe. Yeah. Awesome. So we got a good show lined up for you here today. Nurse gifts maternity photo shoots to pregnant mothers on hospital bed rests. She was truly a blessing. Great story coming up in our Feel Good story, as well as we're going to have our expert contributors see where they rank in their guessing game here. Our top 10 best-selling albums of all time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Giving a shout-out to the Maids Cleaning Service. They do a great job cleaning our real estate properties. 24-hour, 100% satisfaction guaranteed by the Maids Cleaning Service. They are referred for a reason. Stay with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, quarterback show, Platinum MVP Realty, former USF football player, published author as well. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We'd love for you to check it out, buy a copy, and we'd love to hear your feedback on it. Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves, now available on Amazon. And we're back here in studio, and it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today is Kimberly Marie. She's a principal interior architectural designer with Arch Luxe. We've got Shawn Yesner, bankruptcy and real estate attorney, and Manny Febre. He's the Vice President of Febre Frameworks. And we're giving a shout out to Signature Massage and Facial Spa in Tampa. Are you looking for a place to get a massage or a facial at an affordable price, but without having to sign up for a membership? Look no further at Signature Massage and Facial Spa. They offer a 1-hour Swedish massage for $49.95. Always no contracts. Come in early for the early bird hours and you'll receive an additional 10% off, and you'll receive a professional massage at a great price. For those muscles and knots that need extra work, ask about getting a deep tissue or sports massage. And if skincare is what you're looking for, they have an amazing facial and microderm packages. Check out Signature Massage and Facial Spa, 11248 West Hillsborough Avenue in Tampa, or call 813-925-8898, 813-925-8898 to schedule an appointment. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and they're going to get an additional discount off of that. I think a 10% discount offered as well. All right, we're back here in studio hoping you win in any marketplace. Manny Febre is in the house. We're sorry to see you leave, heading over to Phoenix coming up, but we left off talking about the Bucks. Did you want to finish up? We were talking a little bit about the Bucks. What's your prediction, 10 wins or less? Or over?
What I'm thinking is that as long as Jameis stays healthy, and this is what I get kind of mad with all old Buccaneer fans, they're always telling me, I'm telling you, he's going to get injured. I'm like, come on, man, you're already jinxing us.
Why would they say that?
I know, and that's what they're like, something's going to happen with his ankle, or, whatever it is. And I'm always like, man, we got a good team this year, and you guys want to already bring us down.
Yeah.
We're not wearing the creamsicles anymore. We got a nice uniform. So I'm going to go probably, I'm going to go 11-5 if everybody, stays healthy and we're all good to go. I think we should be able to take the division easily.
I like it. Yeah. I like it. Hey, that's what's interesting about the NFL. A couple close calls here, there. One more, fumble recovery here, there. The games go anyway. It's so competitive. Shawn, do you want to make a prediction?
I think I'm good with 10-5, 11-6. What bothers me is the Hard Knocks curse, which already I figured out a way to work him in. It already seems to have claimed Aguayo, but if the Hard Knocks curse, he's and I am an FSU alumni. I'm an FSU fan, probably more so than the Bucks. So I wish Aguayo the best. I think he's hooked up with the Bears, and he'll do fantastic there. But I think 10-5, 11-6. It's I watched Jameis all those years at FSU. I think he's going to be a tremendous quarterback, and I think he'll take us to the Super Bowl eventually.
Hey, we'll see, man. Good high expectations this year. Let's see if they can live up to them. Kimberly, do you have any predictions on that?
I just say go team.
Go team.
Yeah.
All right. Good stuff. I like that.
I feel like that's safe.
There you go.
Yeah. So I was going to tell you, Manny, don't be afraid of just, going out there. I mean, just explore. It's an adventure. I have some business colleagues out there, so we'll get each other's number, and I'll set you up. And definitely, you've got to go to Tempe. There's an amazing area that's almost like Ybor, and you'll just fit right in. And there's some really great restaurants that are out there, and, it's not too far away. So it's an amazing place. I've got a couple of friends who live out there, but definitely some business colleagues that live out there. And I business-wise, I actually am going out there as well, often to work on a project. So maybe I'll see you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I really appreciate that because, knowing some people is better than knowing nobody. So it'd be
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, and, when we were talking before, Brandon, bringing you back into the part that when we're speaking of like architectural design and it's exciting, it's alluring, stepping up to that construction process, and it's super breathtaking for everyone. And specifically, like in your position, you have homes that you're either selling or you're looking for something for your buyers, and what are some of the things that you would need companies like me to do, some of those
Well,
things.
I think here's a
it's
big one.
important.
I think here's a big one. Whenever you want to be, for example, like South Tampa, everybody wants to be in that Plant High School district.
Right.
Okay. You're going to find a property. It's going to be a 2-bedroom, 1 bath, maybe a 3-bedroom, 1 bath. And, right away, you're going to need to make some architectural changes in that. And that's
Sure.
where you can come in.
Right. And so basically, we have a structural engineer, I have a GC, I have, everybody's licensed, bonded, and insured. So, we are pulling permits. So it's really, really important. A lot of times, if we have a client that comes our way and maybe they've had a handyman do something, and we're going to go in and we have to fix it because, it's got to be done the right way. Because this is, maybe you want to sell your house, but you don't want to put the new homeowner in jeopardy. And create or leave a problem behind. You don't want to do that.
That's another potential legal matter right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another legal issue potentially especially when there's permits that are not pulled, and then you added square footage and you're marketing it as a certain square footage, but then public records shows it as the old square footage.
Right.
That's one that we come into a lot. Have you seen that as well?
I have seen that almost every time. It seems.
Yeah.
I'm working on some projects that's down in Treasure Island, and they've closed in a porch area, and now that's added square footage, and now we have situations. So we're going to do it, but what's happening to us is that the city is making us make all of that construction correct. So now it sits on our hands
after the fact, right?
After the fact.
So that's when you go. That's when you do the after the fact. Shawn, I want to ask you about that. Have you dealt with this as well, like this space where what we just previously described?
Yeah, I have, but the problem is there's really not much I can do either. My hands are a little bit tied, so we're based on what the county says, and so a lot of times you have to basically re-engineer what would have been the permit application from scratch. You have to take what was built and then backwards engineer it and then submit those plans. And if the county doesn't like those plans, you got to tear it down and build it all up again. So
that hurts.
Again, the cost of not using a professional.
Yes.
You potentially have to tear it down and rebuild it from scratch.
Yeah.
If you didn't get your permits pulled properly.
And a lot of times you can just do a cash buyer to get in lieu of that, right? Instead of having a finance buyer, you get a cash buyer.
Yeah, well, and again, permits aren't title issues. So it's not going to be something covered by the title insurance policy. It's not necessarily going to be something covered by the closing. It is an issue that should be disclosed by the seller.
Yep.
But it's not necessarily going to, in other words, the county can't put a lien and foreclose if you don't cure a permit issue.
Okay.
But they can make it kind of costly to fix the permit issue, and they can fine you for not having the right permits.
That's right. Violations per day start adding up, certain situations, pools and things like that.
So in Brandon's situation, then basically what we do is for my company, we will go into the city, we'll let them know what's going on, what we see first and foremost. So then it takes the heat off of Brandon. It also takes the heat off of the buyer, and then as far as the seller, we help them manage all this and smooth it out as much as possible, and then get them back on the right track.
Yeah, that's right. That's the best way to look at it. If you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. In studio today, we've got attorney Shawn Yesner. We've got Kimberly Marie, who is an architectural designer with Arch Luxe. We've got Manny Febre, the Vice President of Febre Frameworks as well. So what else are you seeing out there, Kimberly, in terms of real estate? You're coming in, you're helping people redesign properties, helping us out with, a few different projects as well, bathroom, different situations where the homeowners are needing to, redesign.
Definitely. So basically, I think a lot of times when people are putting their house up for sale, they think that it needs to be a specific way, and they're trying to get, it sold. They want to make money and putting you in the right position, and giving you a good property, or at least telling you what the details are, and not hiding that information from you, because then, it's, you're here representing them. So to me, providing you and the other professionals as much information as we can, we'll make sure that that's right. As far as trying to put in and dump a lot of money into something because you've seen it on TV, or you've seen some things in magazines, just allow us to come in on the first thought of when you're thinking of making those changes. We could save you a tremendous amount of money. I see so many times, people get super excited, and then they start, even purchasing things. When we purchase things at a very great discount. So, we're going directly to the manufacturer. I have my own private line of cabinetry. It's in a major facility. It's a 2 million square foot facility. All the trees are grown here in the U.S. And basically in 3 weeks you have brand new cabinets, and whether or not they're wood or stained or painted or whatever it may be, if it's not in 3-inch increments. We're at 1/16 of an inch. So if you have something that we need to coordinate with some furniture, that you may already have, then yeah, let's do it.
I like that. Okay, so Shawn's got to take off a little early today, so we're going to go ahead and jump into our top 10. You guys ready for the top 10? All right, top 10 best-selling albums of all time according to Business Insider. So we're talking music, we're talking albums sold here. So give us your guesses. Let's start ladies first here. Kimberly, you want to go?
Led Zeppelin?
Led Zeppelin. I think I saw that one on here. Yes, Led Zeppelin is number 4 on the list. Good job.
That's right.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley. Let's see if the king is still on the list. Wow, surprisingly, he's not on the list. Elvis Presley. You would think he would be. Got a buzzy there, bud. You would think so, but maybe the population was so small back then. Everything's it's selling faster now. There's more people. Shawn?
I'm going. Michael Jackson.
Number 1, Thriller. That's right. Number 1 is Thriller. That's the all-time selling. Let's see, certified 23 million units. 29 million units certified is what he sold.
Wow.
All right, so we still got some pretty big names up here.
Elton John.
Elton John is not on the list. Sorry about that.
Can't believe it.
Manny.
I'm going to go with Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber.
On November 9th.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button there. All right, so
radio and TV
how do we pause that, Mike? There we go. All right, so yeah, sorry about that. We don't have that one on here, buddy.
No, the buzzer.
No. You want the buzzer?
That was.
I was grabbing the buzzer. I hit the wrong button. All right, so no Bieber there.
All right.
Yeah, but
Is it all music? I was going to go maybe the comedy route.
It looks like it's all music.
It is all music.
Mm-hmm. Some big names on here. Some big names still.
Probably a country.
You got some country. You got some rock and roll. You got some. Yep.
Huh. God, country. I don't even know. I don't listen to country.
All right. Some big names though. Come on. Big names.
The first name that popped into my head was Garth.
Yeah.
Garth Brooks. Boom. Double live. Certified 21 million.
Nice.
Way to go.
Right.
Hank Williams Jr.
Hank Jr. is not on the list, but he's a classic.
And he does a good Monday Night Football theme.
Yeah. Until he got in trouble. He got kicked off that whole gig, didn't he?
Yeah,
Did he?
I think so.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Manny?
I'm going to go with Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton is not on the list. He's a good one though. He's selling some albums. All right, so we'll help you out here, guys. So number 10 is the Beatles. They had a white album. Number 9 is Shania Twain. A little surprising, but come on over, Shania Twain. Fleetwood Mac. Rumors at number 8. Number 7 was Garth Brooks. Number 6 coming in at AC/DC. Back in Black.
That's right.
Number 5 was Pink Floyd. And number 4 is Led Zeppelin. Number 3, Billy Joel, Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2. See, when they throw the greatest hits in there and then they sell it, that's kind of. And then the
you
Eagles.
Can't discount the Piano Man, though.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles
number 2 was their greatest hits. And then also Michael Jackson, Thriller was number 1. So there's your top 10. And we're going to be right back after a short message here from our sponsors. We also want to give a shout out to Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on St. Pete Beach. It's the first new hotel built on St. Pete Beach in decades. Spanish ancestry meets cool Mediterranean attitude. It's a whitewashed Mediterranean palace with expansive luxury suites overlooking the intercoastal waterway, rooftop yoga on the weekends. And if you're a boater like me, pull your boat up and hang out by the pool and the hot tub over there at the pool and hot tub area. Rooftop views are amazing of the beautiful Gulf of Mexico. And check out the Castillo restaurant on site. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Castillo restaurant is amazing food, and they've got a great staff over there. Now, make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you, and you're going to get a 20% discount off of your stay over at Kipton's, the Hotel Zamora on beautiful St. Pete Beach. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
Hey everybody, I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Enjoy tranquil seclusion in an eco-lover's paradise. Paddling through the mangroves where the only sounds you'll hear are the sounds of nature. Because you deserve to relax on vacation, visit Pasco County, Florida.
Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, the Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. And we are here in studio. And we've got in studio with us today, we got Manny Febre, the Vice President of Febre Frameworks. They're expert real estate photographers here in Tampa Bay. Talks about helping you get the best first impression on your real estate properties. Can help you with that, as well as Shawn Yesner as well has been on the show. And also we've got Kimberly Marie in studio. She's a principal interior architectural designer with Arch Luxe here. And attorney Shawn Yesner had to take off. He had to go to bankruptcy court downtown, but we've got giving a shout out right now to Kathy Finnegan with Accountable Actions LLC. She offers a wide range of professional coaching services, many of which can be customized depending on their clients' needs. And this includes wellness, fitness, and nutrition coaching, life coaching, sales, business, and professional coaching, as well as relationships. Kathy Finnegan is a certified professional coach and certified wellness coach with a background in extreme exercise and nutrition. She has extensive experience providing others with accountability that they need to reach their goals and recognize that each client needs a tailored approach. Kathy is known for creating customized coaching plans and for her customers. So reach out at accountableactions.com, accountableactions.com. All right, so we're back here in studio helping you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show. We want to make sure you engage with us. So anything you've heard so far on the show today, we would love to hear from you. Reach out at 813-670-7372, 813-670-REQB. And we have our feel-good story of the week here.
Tell me something good.
So, feel-good story was a nurse gives maternity photo shoots to pregnant mothers on hospital bed rest. She was truly a blessing. A North Carolina nurse who gave birth to her baby prematurely is now gifting pregnant mothers on their hospital bed with maternity photos. So Kayla McMillan, 28, who had been in labor, delivered at the Duke Birthing Center in Durham for 5 years. She gave birth to her daughter, Emma, just 25 weeks due to an eclamptic seizure. She missed out on the baby shower in 1 year of the mom's maternity photos, and it was really surreal just knowing that I work in a place where this can happen. I am a nurse, and I never thought something like this would happen to me. It's humbling now that I can help moms in the same position that I was in, McMillan told InsideEdition.com. So there's your feel-good story for the week, and delivering some good news here and helping you win as well. So let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round!
I am so good at lightning rounds!
I majored in lightning rounds.
All right, top tips, things to do, things to avoid, nuggets of advice. Manny Febre.
Yeah, what I want to just, tell all the realtors out there is, the same thing I tell them every time I'm on here is quit taking your own photos. It's not helping, And if you want to get more listings, this is honestly going to help you out the best because, what other sellers are going to say is they're going to look at your previous listing and they're going to be like, wow, he either did a great job marketing, he or she, or he or she did a bad job. So the better you market your property, the more listings you're going to get in turn. Because if you do a great job with one listing, promise you there's going to be 3 or 4. Because every time we get realtors that their first time using us or using professional photography, all of a sudden they call next week, they got another listing. So it really is important to market your property correctly.
Yep.
And that's where we can come in and do all kinds of stuff, videos, 3D virtual tours, whatever you need to market your property. We're here to help you. And, we do a fantastic job.
I like it. Yeah, get the walkthroughs. That's a big one nowadays, especially with the Z word. And Kimberly?
That is a bad word. Okay, so following Manny, so that focal point, there's a lot of times that, as an architectural designer, I'm inspired by certain positions in the house, walking in, spending time with this construction process and being able to relate that to anybody that comes in. So with Manny and I, me setting up the bones of the, whatever is going on and creating that focal point, something that he can, photograph. And so to me, I just think that, a lot of times just, there's certain angles that, we may see it that would bring forward that design and just open it up for anybody that may, intrigue them to come in and buy.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it is that first impression. Whenever, Kimberly, you're redesigning, you're remodeling a property, you're going in and saying, hey, here's something that we can change, maybe removing a load-bearing wall, restructuring the plumbing layout, all the different types of design that you can do.
Through the structural engineer, I have to add, that's not my specific job, although they are on my team.
Right.
It absolutely has to go through somebody who's qualified and is a professional and who, with my structural engineer, you couldn't beat him into making him do something that is not to code.
Sure.
So, so I love having him as a part of the team. As far as that part, I just think that you should have a feeling through the photography, through your listings, through my design, and, be able to feel like that I don't know. It's like all the senses are going on.
And I have to agree. I mean, the nicer the houses look, inside, the better they photograph, the faster you're going to sell your house. So, I mean, if, to redo a bathroom or something, even a kitchen, it's going to bring a tremendous amount of money back in your pocket at the end of the day.
And balancing all the lighting and everything so that he actually has the best,
lighting is big. Something that we've talked about, some of my partners, we're talking about putting together a program where, let's say, for example, you have a 3-bedroom, 1-bath in a great area, but you keep getting the consistent feedback of the property's just not what we need. We need that second bathroom.
Right.
So what if we had a fund? What if we had a contracting relationship where we went in and we said, hey, we'll go ahead and front the $15,000, $20,000 that it takes to upgrade the kitchen and do the bathroom remodel. Now you're going to sell your property for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 more, depending on the price per square foot in your local
I think that's
zip
an
code.
Amazing idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, because then at that point, then you, with your expertise, you already know what your buyers are wanting.
Yeah.
So you can already go ahead and formulate. And I can actually, I could do something with you that does that, and then you could photograph.
The after
See?
repair value. I mean, you could almost target expired listings that have gone off the MLS that have had that one bathroom. Because I fall into those situations, and it's just like, man, I'll take the listing on for you, I'll help you out, but here's what's going to happen. You could almost foresee the future. Buyers want to have the 2-bedroom or a bathroom. So let me give a shout out here to Felicia Lacaille with Healthy Gourmet, and she is an amazing chef. She owns this company called Healthy Gourmet, organic veggies and natural proteins, and you've got meal plans starting at $90 a week. Optimal fuel and optimal performance provided by Felicia Lacaille. She's the CEO and founder. Healthy Gourmet, it's a meal delivery service, healthy meal delivery service, all organic veggies and natural proteins delivered fresh 3 times a week to your home or business, and meal plans starting at $90. So what else do you have in this world if you do not have your health? And I want to thank all of our expert contributors here in studio today, Shawn Yesner, Manny Febre, and Kimberly Marie, as well as I want to thank our listeners, our team behind the scenes. Thank you for listening. Thank you for viewing our TV show on WeBeam TV. Maybe you're streaming it live from our website, consumerqb.com. And reach out. We'd love to hear back from you from the show today. And please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness, something as simple as packing up leftover food, carrying it with you to and from your commute to work, and handing it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good out there, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you on the flip side. And remember, a man is but the product of his thoughts. What he thinks he becomes. Gandhi. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.